Hey, Crystal, can you just tell me one thing you do?
Yeah, okay, look. All right, so look at my spreadsheets,
Yeah.
okay? These are all emails I've received.
Great, thanks.
Now do you understand?
No, I don't. No, I don't understand. Where do you work?
In the weeds.
That, of course, was your coworker who's extremely busy doing nothing, one of the many relatable characters that our next guest has brought to Saturday Night Live.
Heidi Gardner was once named most likely to be on SNL by her high school classmates, and they were right. She's currently the longest-running female cast member on SNL with 8 seasons under her belt.
Well, she's here to look back on her time on the show, talk about the big anniversary special this weekend. Heidi, good morning.
Good morning.
So what is it like? I mean, as you get ready for this, I mean, there's so much anticipation. Does it cause you some angst?
Angst, well, the first 2 letters, anxiety. I'm very, I'm just anxious. The scope, the amount of people, I get starstruck. So I know that that's going to happen this weekend, and like words are just going to come out that aren't going to form a sentence, and that's going to be my weekend.
It makes me feel better because I get that way sometimes around here. So
And you've got this. I mean, we've had this just parade of SNL
so cool.
alum.
Yes.
I mean, we've had Rachel Dratch, Amy Poehler, Lorraine Newman, and on that list is Heidi Gardner. How does that feel?
It's the dream that you would dream but never dream because it doesn't seem possible. And then to be at the 50th, to already be on SNL is crazy.
Sure.
And then to be here for the 50th is like, why did this happen to me?
yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's go back to before you were on SNL. I hear you were a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really seem, like hairdresser to SNL, but I'd imagine a lot of people open up to you.
Oh my
as a
gosh.
hairdresser.
Yes. I mean, that cliche is true. Like, it is a therapist chair for sure. And, I felt bad because I didn't really tell my clients I was doing character work because I didn't want them to think I had like dueling passions, like you need to be focused on hair, we know. And, but yes, I was just taking their lives and turning them into characters. I had a client who, she was like, she was basically a pudding saleswoman. Like she was selling pudding. She would love for me to say this. And so I incorporated that, a lot of pudding work into my sketches.
Pudding work.
Yes, pudding work.
Okay, one of the sketches, I mean, this just got us all laughing and was everywhere on the internet. The Beavis and Butthead sketch.
Yeah.
But also really you in that sketch and the way that you break, that moment right there, breaking.
Yeah.
We actually,
you were all of us.
You were all of us, and we have a familiar face who wants to ask you something about it.
Hi, Heidi. It's Rachel here. You and I were both in scenes that were notorious for a big crack-up. Debbie Downer and Beavis and Butthead. So I want to know what set you off laughing and what was going through your mind when you lost it. I would have lost it, too, in that scene.
It's such a good question.
Mikey Day is like family to me. He's like my brother. So looking back and seeing him, I think he looks like a kangaroo. And I just, looking back and seeing like my bonus brother look like a kangaroo, and it still gets me, and I don't, it makes me mad that it still breaks me.
We see you laughing and we laugh harder.
Yes.
But you don't really want to break.
Yeah, and I know that's like just some hang up I had, or I'm just like, I'm serious, but I'm on SNL.
Yeah.
But that makes me so happy that was the time when it finally happened for me, that it was, that I broke for probably a minute and a half. And that's what was running through my head was like, oh my God, I'm eating up a lot of sketch time.
I can't.
Yes.
You were also part of that crazy Domingo
Oh my God.
Yes.
bridesmaid sketch. What was... it went viral, like crazy viral. Did you, at the moment, did you realize this thing was going to go nuts like this?
No, you never know, and that's why it's like we loved that sketch. It was so much fun for everybody. But you hold these sketches so tight, they're your babies. You're like, you want them to soar, But like, the more you let something go and you have no expectations, then this happens. Domingo happens. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I know you're a huge sports fan.
Yes, I am.
Sorry about the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm very fortunate. The Chiefs are amazing, always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, despite the Super Bowl outcome. But you actually say to yourself, you know, maybe when you're a little nervous or a little anxious, what would Patrick Mahomes do?
Oh, yeah.
How does that help you?
It just helps me harness this, like, bravery, power, for sure, fearlessness. I've had to do some things on SNL where, you know, they throw you in and it's like you haven't rehearsed it. And I want to be like, I haven't done this. We didn't do a rewrite. And then I'm like, what would Mahomes do? He would play. He would go and play no matter what.
But what would it be like being in bed? What was it like being in bed with Travis Kelce? Because you're such a huge...
You just go out there and play. You know? It was awesome. And I think I was probably like, what do you eat on game day? And then, you know, like it was just, I'm perpetual little sister to any sort of athlete. I want to know all the rituals, the discipline, what it takes to be. Yeah.
Heidi,
so
it's
cool.
so great having you here.
so fun.
Congratulations.
Enjoy this weekend.
Thank you.
And don't forget, our countdown to SNL50 wraps up tomorrow. Kevin Nealon stopping by. And, of course, a reminder, the big anniversary special, Sunday, February 16th, right here on NBC and streaming on Peacock. Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.